after watching my fellow classmates' videos, and something that I learned from watching my fellow classmates' initial videos is that we all thought that this was like a relatively short chapter, which, I mean, in retrospect, like if we think about how long chapter 5 was, and it was because of all of the information that was so important in the chapter, which is what I liked about chapter 5. One of my classmates mentioned how lower income countries didn't have the ability to have like the vaccine boosters or have the vaccines like readily available for people to take them. So the issues and ideas that were brought forth by my fellow classmates meshed with my own, and I say that because we kind of all thought the same thing. I think because of how important, like, how important vaccines are due to our field, I think it's, it just, like, helps our knowledge and grows it further. I think this chapter in itself, even though it was short and sweet, it still was very packed with information. Like it talks about, Dr. Gandhi talks about, like, unlike with HIV, for which the decision to waive patent laws on some ART regimens took years to activate years of activist pressure. The decision on waiving patents for COVID-19 vaccines needed to be made more quickly, as COVID-19 was a global public health emergency. And then it talks about, like, with the Delta variant, when it hit India, only 9.2% of Indians had received the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine, and then it immediately waiving of pharmaceutical company patents in the face of this wide-scale human tragedy, so that vaccine production could be increased for and by India would have been an obvious next step. So then they supplied ART to the world in the 2000s. It was our duty to help India when COVID-19 hit. As the United Nations Secretary General said in February of 2021, vaccine equity is the biggest moral test before the global community at this time. Although COVID-19 vaccines saved 20 million lives during the first year of their rollout, millions more lives would have been saved in low and middle income countries if we had had greater global vaccine equity after the vaccine was developed. We therefore failed the moral test highlighted by the UN. So I think something like that is just so important. We need to realize that even though vaccines are good, we need to make sure that they're readily available for the lower and middle income classes.